ago, coming to bring to y'all another movie review. I don't think it's a movie review, but we'll just see how it goes. So go ahead and get you a drink, get you some popcorn, roll your blood, and come on back. Okay, let's talk about Abigail. Now, I'm not going to front. When I first saw the trailer for Abigail, I found it very cheesy, very comical. I'm like, they put this in the horror section on, I think it's on Peacock, but I feel as though they need to come out with another category for horror, which is horror comedy, because the entire time I'm watching this movie, I was cracking the hell up. So, of course, it started off with them staking out this quote unquote ballerina. She looked very innocent, very cute, very demure. And, they pretty much sticking her out because they're trying to make some money. And everybody should know by now, any fast money isn't good money. So, anywho, what ends up happening is they follow her to her house and pretty much snatch her from there. And the fact that they were able to fit her into a duffel bag says a lot. And I just want to know, I want to see the behind the scenes of how big was that duffel bag. Because the fact that they just, put her in there just so quickly and easily without fumbling or dropping her was amazing. So, of course, my boy, rest in peace, was the driver of the van. And they had a whole lot of other people in the van, but because of Euphoria, he's my favorite. I don't care. But yeah, he's getting a hard time from the girl that's supposed to be helping him. Like, I guess she's like a computer hacker or whatever. But he's just trying to, rap to her, get her digits, see what's popping. And she is not feeling him at all. But they end up making it to this house. And to me, the house, when they go in, reminds me of Rose Red immediately. Like the whole corridor, the whole staircase, and all of that reminded me of Rose Red, because I'm like, it was a mix of Rose Red meets The Haunting. The way the whole atmosphere was set up. You know what I'm saying? The aesthetic of everything. So, of course they meet the person that they supposed to be dealing with. They like, the person's like, if y'all can last it in the morning, y'all get some money or whatever the case may be. And, they like, okay, cool, they go through this whole banter about names and stuff, because for whatever reason, old dude wanna be like, okay, why we can't use names, and be like, dude, y'all don't know each other. Who's to say somebody gonna snitch on somebody by the end of everything? So yeah, so the dude gave them, random names or whatever. They put the little girl in a room, and I ain't gonna front. On the outside looking in, if it's your first time watching it, you would think that, oh, they done kidnapped this little innocent ballerina. What they about to do with her, or whatever the case may be. And, they pretty much, they want money. It's a ransom deal. They want some money. And so they took her for that purpose. But my girl, I don't know her name, so whatever, don't come for me. But my girl that was in Scream 5, she pretty much is the handler of the girl. They gave her the job, okay, only you go in and out the room to handle the girl. Because I guess she's a mom or whatever the case may be. And that's how it was supposed to be. But somewhere along the lines of, she being the mother, using her instincts, the little girl pretty much manipulated her into taking the blindfold off, sparking a conversation, trying to get in good with her, or whatever the case may be. And what ends up happening is, I don't know whether it was because the what's the word? Oh, the little girl told her that her she's sorry about what's gonna happen to her, and that sparks a chain of events where she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry for what's about to happen to you or what's gonna happen to you," and of course that spooked the lady, and she was like, "Do you know who her father is?" Because she's implying that her father is very dangerous, whatever the case may be, and the cop with the glasses. You'll see when you watch it if you decide to watch it. But the cop with the glasses, of course, not taking it seriously, is like, well, she just spooking you because she playing you, because she trying to get inside your head because she don't want to get hurt over the case may be. So he walks his rectangle head ass in the room, and she's sitting on the bed with her blindfold off, and now he all, cause, did you see my face? Woo. And to me, it was just stupid. Because if you pick your head in and you see her with the blindfold out, why would you stay in the room? You would not naturally you would leave out the room, right? Not this rectangle head ass nigga. This dude like, did you see my face? What color are my eyes? So the whole thing was just unnecessary to me. Um, but I'm not gonna give too much weight in case you want to go and watch it. But we're gonna fast forward to, them finding out that they locked in the house. Now, my whole main thing is you didn't hear nobody putting this big old lock on the door or these big old bars on the door, and the big muscular guy that looked like Elon Musk from Twitter, he decides that, yeah, I'm just ram the door and break the door down. Dude, you muscular and everything, but you are not the hoe. Like, sit down, be quiet, and just stop it. Now, they have a couple of more people that, in the room, and I know I'm all over the place with this, but they have a black guy, and him and old girl from Scream 5 seem like they have, like, a little, little flirty thing going on, you know what I'm saying? And they pretty much done, became linked tight because they want to make sure that she make it home to her son, like, no matter what. Then, of course, the computer hacker, she just, Lord, just help her because she is as ditzy and as airy as an airhead. Because, yeah, she might be a computer hacker, but that's about it. She's not smart nowhere else. But yeah, so now they trying to decide whether how they gonna leave or if they gonna stay to collect the money because of who the little girl said that her daddy was. So now at this point, the black guy, no, old dude from Euphoria was the first to go. Then the black guy, of course, was the second to go. Now at this point, they like, okay, yeah, something going on. She knows something. Let's go talk to her. So while they're in the room trying to get some information out of her, the muscular dude threatens to shoot her, whatever, and a whole argument break out. Now during this argument, they not paying attention. Nobody's paying attention except for Airhead. Airhead is trying to get their attention because at this point, ballerina, vampire, I would call her vampire ballerina, has broken out of her handcuffs and is now sitting on the bed like she's getting ready to perform Swan Lake. everything that transpired, everything that transpires after this point, pure comedy, pure comedy. Like they have a couple of moments here and there where it's like a couple of jump scares and stuff like that, but pure comedy. So we gonna fast forward because just like I said, I don't want to give away too much in case you decide you want to go see it. But we gonna fast forward to the point to where they don't went from I want to say 6 people, or maybe it was 5 people. I don't remember. But they don't went from a big group to now it's just the cop and old girl from Scream 5. Because at this point, Muscle Dude done got done in by the airhead, and you'll find out how he meets his demise and how the airhead meets her demise. You gotta go watch it. But at this point, it's just they're down to two. They find out the person that hired them to do the job hired them to do the job because he wants to take over the city. So because he wants to take over the city, he thought it would be a good idea to hire them to try to kill Abigail. Now, this would have been a good idea had he probably told them early on in the plan. But yeah, ain't no way that them people that he hired was gonna kill Vampire Ballerina. I don't care. Because honestly, the only smart one in the whole group was old girl from Scream 5. So, so things transpire. The cop decides that he want to be a vampire. And once he becomes a vampire, of course, he double crossed old dude that hired them and proceeds to try to kill Abigail. Now, the whole end of the movie pretty much is one big fight scene between him, Abigail, and old girl from Scream 5. So by the time the dust settled, of course, he didn't make it, and respectfully so. I already knew he wasn't going to make it because one thing, when people get cocky and arrogant in any situation, they always end up at the bottom of the barrel. It's just the way it is. Um, so of course he didn't make it. Of course, the pinky promise that old girl from Screen 5 made to Abigail, she kept. Then the father finally showed up, and Abigail is trying to talk him out of eating old girl from Screen 5. Now, the crazy thing about that is, most of the time when I've seen vampires in different movies, whether it's Blade, whether it's Twilight, whether it's Interview with a Vampire, or whatever the case may be, they've always had this aesthetic about them. But honestly, he looked at more like a gargoyle than a vampire because the way they had him and Abigail T set up, I guess I'm just brainwashed from the Blade franchise. I'm used to the teeth looking normal, and you have a couple of fangs, and you bite the people, get 2 holes in the neck, and that's it. That's all. These these two individuals just walking around looking like they have a mouth full of barracuda teeth, and I'm still trying to figure out like who in the writers block said that vampires had teeth that look like that. And granted, they always say, it's truth to every story, but I want to know who met a vampire and they was like, oh yeah, this is the correct teeth to put in as an aesthetic for a vampire now in 2024. But yeah, it was a good movie overall. Maybe when I was younger, it probably would have been more scary to me because, of course, when you're young, you're impressionable, so everything pretty much is kind of scary, I guess you could say. Because I watched a lot of scary movies when I was a kid, and when I got an adult, I just laugh at it now. But yeah, it was a good movie. Make sure you go watch it. I think the last time I saw it was available on Peacock, and if you have a subscription with them, you could definitely watch that or whatever the case may be. But next week, if y'all don't give me any recommendations on what y'all want me to review, as far as movies is concerned, next Friday I'm gonna make sure that I do a review on some older movies because I know some people have watched some things and some people haven't, and ain't nobody gonna judge you here. This is a judge-free zone. But I'm gonna start reviewing older movies because it's like now that I'm older, some movies that I used to sit up there and be like, oh, that's sweet, or I'll be like, oh, such a happy ending, or whatever the case may be. Now that I'm an adult, I've come to find out some of the movies is rather toxic. So, with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and comment down below any movies that y'all want me to do a review of. Tell me if you like my reviews or not. Either way, I take constructive criticism. Um, but yeah, and with that being said, I appreciate the love and support. I love y'all, and good night.